Social media has painted a facade of how influencers retire in their 20s or 30s, but many of these claims are exaggerated. While there are certainly some people who have made millions through tech startups or other ventures, the reality is that most of these endeavors fail. It is important to remember that starting a business or winning the lottery are not the only ways to retire early. There is a movement that suggests that by living frugally in your 20s and investing the majority of your income, you can retire by your 30s without ever having to work again. The idea is that your investments will cover all of your expenses, allowing you to quit your job and travel the world. While you may not be able to afford a private jet or a $50 million mansion, you can still maintain your standard of living without working. In this video, we will explore how much money you need to save to retire by your 30s. The amount of money you need to save to retire by your 30s will vary depending on your individual financial situation, lifestyle, and retirement goals. However, to achieve financial independence and retire early, you will likely need to save and invest a significant portion of your income. One way to estimate how much you need to save is to use the FIRE, which stands for Financial Independence Retire Early Movement's 25 times rule. This rule states that you should aim to have 25 times your annual expenses saved by the time you retire. For example, if your annual expenses are $50,000, you would need to have $1.25 million saved to retire comfortably. Another way to estimate the amount you need to save is to use the 4% rule, which states that you should aim to withdraw 4% of your savings in the first year of retirement and adjust that amount for inflation in subsequent years. This means you should aim to have enough saved to provide 25 times the 4% withdrawal rate. It is important to remember that these are estimates and your specific needs and goals may vary. The 4% rule is a guideline for determining how much money you can safely withdraw from your retirement savings each year without running out of money too soon. The rule states that you should withdraw 4% of your savings in the first year of retirement and then adjust that amount for inflation in subsequent years. The rule is based on the idea that by withdrawing only 4% of your savings each year, your money will last at least for 25 years in retirement, even if you experience poor investment returns. The 4% withdrawal rate is considered a safe rate because it assumes a conservative rate of return on investments and it takes into account the impact of inflation. It is important to note that the 4% rule is not a hard and fast rule, and it may not be appropriate for everyone. The rule is meant to be a starting point, and it is important to review your own personal financial situation, how much money you have saved, and your expected longevity to determine the right withdrawal rate for you. Saving $1.25 million over the course of your lifetime may not be a feasible goal for the average American, as the average American household saves $1,135 per month, or just under $15,000 per year. But that doesn't mean you cannot create wealth through careful investments and disciplined savings. There are many ways to make your money work for you, such as investing in index funds or appreciating assets like gold and silver. The key is to begin by setting realistic goals and sticking with them, while avoiding risky strategies that could put you on shaky financial ground. With a plan in place, it is possible to build long-term wealth despite being on an average salary. 20 to 30% is achievable to start investing. While it might not result in a complete retirement within 10 years, at least it can still provide you with the flexibility to quit your job, take a break, or try something new without financial stress. Once you reach a point where you are financially free and no longer have to accept a job solely based on its pay, you will have the freedom to make different choices in life. Focus on the long term, do not rush, and make sure you are consistent with your investments. Make sure to diversify your investments and not pull all your eggs in one basket. Diversifications can help mitigate risk and increase the chances of long-term success. Additionally, it is important to be patient and not get caught up in short-term market fluctuations. Trust in the power of compound interest and stay the course with your investment strategy. Never let the pursuit of financial freedom come at the expense of your health. Avoid cutting corners and sacrificing your well-being. Eat well, exercise, take sufficient breaks. Do not let yourself burn out by working your body and brain too much without any proper break. Even though social media is amazing to catch up with your friends and family, it can sometimes be a bit too glamorous for everyone and could result in an unrealistic view of life. Take a step back and make sure you are taking care of yourself in your pursuit of this freedom. Don't be scared to take breaks. Even the best-made cars can overheat if used non-stop. If you found this video useful, please share it with your friends. Give it a like, subscribe to the channel for more.